Hello, welcome to Waypoint Survival. Today, I have a very special guest that I'm going to interview. I have some information that is very important I want to share. I think it'll be important to you, it's important to me, and it involves taking care of our loved ones during a time of crisis. Stay tuned. So with me today is James Samoya. And I really appreciate you being with me, and thank you so much for coming on camera.
It's good to be here. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, so what we're talking about today is the importance of emergency antibiotics, and in an emergency situation, a lot of the things we're facing today in our world, of course, a lot of shortages and disruptions in medical supply as well as other supply chains. And so at this point, I'm going to focus the camera on Mr. Samoya. He's going to give us a little bit of his background and talk about why it's so important to have these emergency medications in your care. So, Mr. Samoya, tell me a little bit about yourself and your background and why you're qualified to talk on these medications.
Yes, I was a senior medic during the Vietnam era for about 10 years and did a lot of emergency medical care. And also over the past many years, I have remained in the medical business. I'm a nurse as well as a respiratory therapist and also a sleep tech. So I have a good background in emergency medical care throughout my entire adult life.
Okay. Now, what rank did you achieve in the military?
I retired as a major.
Okay.
So,
and you spent a lot of your time in the field in Vietnam and field hospitals?
I spent a lot of time in the field with different types of units. The first cav for about a year, and so I've got some experience with emergency medical care.
Okay. You've seen just about every kind of battlefield injury that there is, I'm sure.
I've seen just about everything. I don't think there is anything that I haven't seen in all those years.
All right. Well, thank you so much. So let's get to the main topic of this interview, which is why is it important to have emergency antibiotics?
There are several reasons why you should order through Jase. When you are preparing for a trip, or preparing to go to the field, or you're put in an emergency situation, a prolonged emergency situation requiring oral antibiotics, those antibiotics have to be ordered from a physician. So that's one reason. And then the other reason is for most civilians, you don't know exactly what to order or what to have on hand to stock. So Jase Medical makes it extremely easy. It provides everything that you're going to need. Antibiotics that are required should be broad spectrum antibiotics that treat both gram-negative and gram-positive organisms. And Jase Medical has taken care of that. It makes it easy for you to survive. The antibiotics that Jase Medical provides kind of fit into three categories. The first category is for respiratory problems, and these antibiotics cover that. They also cover broad spectrum antibiotics that treat other illnesses, such as like injuries, for example, wound injuries. And then the last category, which is a major category, is wound management. So all five of these antibiotics, in one form or another, can treat any one of these categories.
Yeah, I could see these being really handy for someone planning, a long-term trip to Montana to do elk hunting, for instance, or, for just general emergency preparedness and situations where you may not be able to get to the doctor, or, as we've been through the last couple of years, a pandemic where literally you don't want to go sitting in a waiting room with a bunch of other sick people, and you have some sort of a sickness. Of course, this doesn't cover viruses. This is for bacterial type infections.
It's all bacterial,
but sometimes when you get a virus, then you can get other infections, correct?
Correct. If you get just a simple cold, Some people have a tendency to develop upper airway problems or pneumonia, and so you would want to be able to take an antibiotic just to prevent you from getting that pneumonia. And Jase Medical provides that with these antibiotics in their kit.
So these are the various medications that you will be getting in this case. It's a nice handy carry case. It also has all of your prescriptions in there, 5 major antibiotics that you might need, and it also comes with this really great emergency antibiotic guide, which has very easy to follow instructions on how to properly use these medications. If you're interested in getting these life-saving antibiotics for yourself or for your family, please know that there is an online form that you have to fill out. Also, there is a possible teledoc conference that you will have, and these are medical professionals. It will be a prescription for you specifically. You can do this once a year so that you can keep your antibiotics fresh and up to date, and it's just $259.95, which also includes the cost of the interview and for the doctors to write the prescriptions for you. So it's actually a really great value. And when you consider the fact that this could save your life, or it could save the life of your children or your loved ones, it's very, very important to have these on hand, because you just never know when that crisis is going to arise and you might really need it. And you may not be a medical professional yourself, but you may have a doctor or a nurse in your neighborhood, or perhaps a Vietnam vet or someone else who can help you with those medications, as well as a lot of veterinarians. The biggest problem, of course, in an emergency is actually having the medications on hand to give out, and this way you'll always have them with you for that emergency use. This is James Bender for Waypoint Survival. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure and check out the links in the description box below, just under the More button. While you're down there, you'll find the jasemedical.com link where you can order your own emergency prescriptions. And also you'll find our waypointsurvival.com link where you can sign up to take great survival and bushcraft training classes here at our beautiful facility in Southern Ohio. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. And when you do subscribe, make sure and press that bell button so that you can stay notified of all of our upcoming videos, and we'll talk to you next time.